So the radial of the orange, just like this. Again, we're gonna make 3 items from the orange, right? You do this with any citrus fruit, lemon, lime, orange, grapefruit, pomelo, whatever you got, right? So, all right, so we'll take that, we'll get rid of the peelings. Then what I wanna do is I wanna take my paring knife, and what I wanna do is I wanna just use only the segment only. Can everybody see that? Just the segment only. So what I wanna do is I wanna go in between this pith right here. I'm gonna just cut down, then I'm gonna turn the knife, and I'm just gonna move. And that will bring out the segment. It's only a segment, right? You could, if you want to do it that way, that's fine. You could also do it in such a way as to where you move the pith out of the way, up like this, and then you can make 2 cuts. It's up to you. So you could do it this way, where you just turn the knife and push. It's a little cleaner if you do it this way. So this is we call this a supreme or a segment. Segment or a supreme. Everybody say that. Segment or supreme, right? So we have our, all right, so these are seedless oranges. I'm gonna give you these so you can actually work with this, all right, in your ingredient distribution this week. So I'm gonna give you each a couple of oranges to work with. Maybe I'll give you some limes too or whatever. Anyway, so this right here, you can actually squeeze the juice out. All right, so this is, again, this would be used for only the most refined, you know, if you're working at like the Four Seasons or the Ritz-Carlton or whatever, or you know what, you're just a refined person. You just want everything to be very refined. You can have that, and it's just the most spectacular part of the orange. There's no waste at all, right? So there's that. And then the next thing we want to do, I want to show you something that's super easy, and that is to make just a crown. Now, what I want to do is I want to locate the North Pole and the South Pole on the orange, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my knife like a pencil. Everybody see that? And I'm gonna hold it in, and I'm gonna put my finger here so that I'm about 2 inches, about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, so I can go to the center of the orange itself. And then I'm gonna locate, so I hold my finger on the North Pole and the South Pole, and then I'm just gonna do some V's. And the V's are about 2 inches deep and about 2 inches long. 2 inches deep and 2 inches long, and I'm making V's all the way around, making sure that I point the orange to the center every time. It's got to be to the center every time. And the V's, you want to make sure that they're all consistent. Now this is a super easy cut, right? Everybody can do this one. I want to make sure that you have in your repertoire some super easy ones that you can do every day, right? Every day. So you can make your beautiful cheese display, your fruit display, whatever you've got, right? So this is basically an orange flower, right? So you can put a little grapes here or cranberries or something like that if you got. You can actually cut it so that it'll sit flat like that. Everybody with me? So you got it sit flat like that. And again, you can put little grapes or raspberries in the center, or blueberries or whatever in the center. So we have our that we call that an orange crown, right? Now the other one that I wanted to show you guys is the flower. Now the way I'm going to do that is, and again, you could use this. You can use a tomato. You could use an orange, you can use an apple. It's gonna be a little bit difficult because I have this little ridge right here, so you try to choose an orange that doesn't have a ridge. I'm gonna grab another one that doesn't have a ridge. So there I go, I'm gonna just choose a nice smooth one. What I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna take that and I'm just gonna peel it. I don't wanna peel any of the white part, just the orange part. And I'm gonna peel it in such a way as to where, right, you wanna just take your time with it, and you wanna peel it in such a way as to, you don't want to cut it off. You want to make sure that you're cutting into that orange, and you want to continue so that it's all one level. See? All one level. So again, just the orange part, not too much of the white part. And again, just following it all the way around, just taking your time with it.
Bring it down.
All right. Continuing all the way around the orange. And again, you can do this right before you do your segments if you wanted to as well, because you're literally peeling it already. So, right, so you can do it that way. All right, So it quit there. So, all right, so now what I want to do is I want to roll this up. So I'm going to just take it and I'm going to roll it up. So I'm going to just take it and I'm going to roll it super tight, as tight as I possibly can roll it. I got a little break in there too. That's all right. We can continue. It broke. That's all right. And now what I have is, I have like a orange rose. Everybody sees that? You can see the orange rose.
Awesome.
Okay. And then another one, and you can do that with tomato skin or whatever, right? So the next one I want to show you is, and again, we can do this with lemons, limes, oranges, or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the North Pole and the South Pole, and then I'm going to cut it right in half like that. Again, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to tip it up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut it on an angle, not cutting through the foot. Remember, this is the foot. It needs to stand up on that, so don't cut through that. But cut a little wedge, and you're going to cut about 9/10 of the way down, not all the way. See? So I cut not all the way. Everybody can see that?
Yeah.
All right, so then what I do is I take it and I turn it over and I cut a wedge on the other side, following that same line that I did on the top. And about 9/10 of the way down. And then what I do is I take this and I tip it up like this. And then I have another type of bird. Now, if you did this with a lemon and served it with a shrimp cocktail, then they could take this and squeeze it on there and whatnot. So again, we have this kind of like an orange bird. I'm gonna show you another one, show it again. So, and again, these are super fast. They don't take a lot of time, and you'll get that ooh and the ah and the wow factor out of your guests, right? So, all right, so now we have the orange rose, we have the orange crown, we have our orange segments, and we have our orange bird. All right, any questions?
Awesome, Chef.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna go gather up. I got a little bit cold aside by Chef Sue and them, so I have the rest of my mise en place here. Let me stop.